welcome to Rooster TV, and today we're joined by one of our local juniors who made his way through from under 13s right through to senior footy, Big Mitch Harvey. Mitch, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tubbs.
Thought we'd grab Mitch after he was voted to be the best on ground by the supporters at the after awards on Saturday night, and also Josh Carr giving him the 3 votes. So Mitch, just talk us through the game from the weekend.
Yeah, no, it was sort of a tale of two halves, which has sort of been our story of our year. But the first half we were super competitive against a pretty strong team, and I thought the way we approached the game, a little bit more aggressive. Obviously being wet, it was pretty competitive, sort of contested sort of game. But unfortunately, a lapse in the third quarter, they put on 4 or 5 goals, and we fought it out to the end. But probably just a better four-quarter effort from them, which let us down in the end. But some quarters and some moments in the game which we should hold our heads up high, and hopefully take into the next sort of month of footy.
Yeah, and Josh has experimented with yourself, mate. You've moved into the ruck in the last couple of weeks, and you're up against a couple of pretty handy blokes on the weekend and held your own. I think we won the clearances for the second week in a row that you've been in there. So how are you enjoying the change in roles, and is that going to continue for the rest of the year?
Whether it will continue or not, you'll probably have to ask him. I hope it is. It's something I've enjoyed, and I've rucked a bit throughout my juniors and at the start of my senior career. But I sort of had a chat with Kari a couple of weeks ago. He just sort of said, we're thinking about giving you a run through the ruck. Nothing sort of to do with what was going up forward, but I do a bit of rucking, drop out Barnesy and Blairy when they've been through there. So, my sole focus is just getting my hand on the ball as much as I can in the ruck to give our mids a chance, and being competitive in there, in the air, and then hopefully working on my follow-up stuff, which I think is coming along, and finding the ball around the ground, and hopefully still trying to hit the scoreboard.
I was going to say, mate, if you're going to be spending a bit more time in the ruck, next question was, are you going to miss kicking a few snags, mate?
Certainly, mate. Yeah, it's one of the things I enjoy the most is kicking goals. But yeah, I know you look at the good ruckmen around, they still kick goals here and there and push forward. I was playing on Paddy Wright on the weekend, he ended up with a couple of goals, so still want to keep that string to my bow. But I'm actually really enjoying it in the last couple of weeks, and hopefully it continues for a bit longer, yeah.
I think there's a push from a couple of your teammates in Louis Hendra and Kenan Ramsey to get you out of the forward line, mate, so they can get a few goals up on you. We
do have a pretty strong competition in the forward line. Louis, Kenan, Barnesy as well, a few others that have rolled through there. But Louis has been the mainstay for the last few years. Kenan goes down back and through the midfield a bit, and myself and Barnesy. So he's got another leg up with Kenan out at the team at the moment, myself going to the ruck. So he's going to be hard to beat again, but he's a pretty good goal kicker, and he's back in some really good goal kicking form. So yeah, as long as someone's kicking him, I don't mind.
And just on Louis, he's got a big milestone game this week, playing his 100th sample game, which is a great achievement. And also Tanner Smith will play his 50th. Just talk to us about the milestones that happen and what you're trying to achieve for the guys.
Well, I know for both of them, especially Louis, who his locker is right next to mine, so he'll be a fair bit from him, but means a lot to him, especially for Tanner, the 50th for the club, and Louis' 100th SNFL game. To reach that milestone, we don't see it a lot anymore, and obviously 150, 200 plus, but I know it means a lot to both of them, and I'd love to get a win for both of them. It's really good to see. I think we were discussing it before about lots of milestones coming up later this year and early next year. It's good to see, we've got guys who've been at the club for a bit of time now and starting to build good careers. So, yeah, hopefully they stick around and we get a win for those boys this week, and be really nice.
Yeah, well, one of the milestones is yourself, mate. You just finished your 98th game, so you got 99th this week, and then 100 next week. It's a great achievement, seeing you've started as you weren't really a little whippersnapper, were you? Like one of the bigger bodies in under 13s, but you've been right through the pathway, and it's great that one of the locals can play 100 games.
Yeah, certainly, mate. It's something I've thought about at the start of this year, and hopefully, barring injury and form, that I could get there. And a couple of games away now, touch wood. So it'd be something I'll look back on at the end of my career and be really proud of. Hopefully, there's a fair few more to come as well. But I think being able to play 100 senior games, especially a fair chunk of that here at North, where I played all my juniors with you, mate, back in under 14s. But hopefully, the next couple of weeks we've got some real opportunities to grab some wins, and especially in some guys' milestones, would be really good. So, yeah.
And on to this week, we head out down Main North Road to Elizabeth to take on the Central District Football Club. Just give us your thoughts on their strengths and what we need to do to get the result.
Centrals, when we played them out here, they're a really hard-working team, especially their midfield, and they've got some pretty dangerous forwards in Menzel and a couple of other guys up there, and their back line work really well together. They have been scored heavily against the last few weeks, teams moving the ball pretty quickly against them. So with plenty of space out there's no reason why we can't. We've got to tidy up a few things, mainly our skills and our ball movement, and also our defensive pressure, but if we can keep it simple, focus on a few things, and play like we did in that first quarter, on the edge, competitive, contested, we'll give ourselves a really good chance out there. We had a chat after the game about setting ourselves for the next couple of weeks, obviously 1 week at a time, but really trying to build on some okay performances and really put good 4 quarters together. So another opportunity this week. Yeah,
I think if we can bring the intensity and the endeavour we brought on Saturday, I think we'll give ourselves every chance to win. So, as mentioned, we head down to Ex-Convenience Oval, which it's now called, at Elizabeth. We've got the reserves at 10:30 in the morning, the league games at 1:10 and Channel 7 game of the week, and then the under-18s finish off the triple header at 3:45. So make sure you get down there, support the boys, and hopefully we can drive back home with a big win in our pockets. Thanks, Mitch.
No worries, guys. Cheers.